milky white hardened gel balls, extra hard red gel balls, blue gel balls for $5 and for $7. What's the difference? We will test all of these gel balls in different guns, long barrel and short barrel. We will test speed, energy, accuracy, and how much they hurt. So that you know which gel ball is best for your gun.
Let's start with measuring what speed the different gel balls develop. First in our test is the CS009 pistol, and the surprising result here is that the cheaper gel balls are propelled to a higher speed than the more expensive ones. And the reason probably is that the more expensive ones are heavier, and pistol doesn't provide much energy, so it's having problems propelling these heavier gels to a higher speed. Next up is the shotgun, and here we do see a difference. The milky whites are being propelled to quite a bit higher speed than the other gel balls. This here is the M4, and a similar story here. The more expensive gel balls get propelled to a higher speed than the cheaper ones. And last in our test group is the M24 bolt-action sniper rifle, and I could not test any of the blue gel balls because they simply were too small for the magazine. So here only the Armatec Milkies and War Interest Red, a medium speed of about 307, 309, almost the same here.
So what does this mean? Well, not much really, because speed is not the deciding factor. It's energy that counts, because energy makes a gel ball fly further and hit harder. And energy depends on speed and on a gel ball's mass. Here's the formula. So what this means is that, for example, this gel ball here could have more energy than this gel ball, even though it is traveling slower through the air, provided it is heavy enough. And that will be a good thing, because high speed is actually not a good thing. The faster a gel ball moves through the air, the more air resistance it will experience, and the more it will be slowed down. So a heavier but slower gel ball with more energy is actually better than a lighter and faster gel ball. So this means we'll have to weigh our gel balls and then calculate how much energy they were carrying to find out which gel balls are the best.
So here I put my gel balls on my drug dealer scale, and I did it many times and counted many times to make sure I'm really right. And here is the result. The Austgel Blue, the cheapest ones, come in at 0.207 grams, so they're the lightest, and the Austgel Blue for $7 are a little bit heavier, and this is probably where the difference in money goes. The heaviest, however, are the Armatec Milkies, 0.235 grams, and surprisingly the War Interest Red ones, which are the hardest ones, are not the heaviest ones. What we need to do now is combine this with the speed to really know what energy these gel balls are carrying in the different guns, and that tells us how much punch they pack and how far they travel. This is the all-important energy chart for the CS009 pistol, and what it shows is the energy for each different type of gel ball as it leaves the barrel. And what we can see here is that there is not much difference. A pistol simply cannot make much use of the qualities a higher priced gel ball provides. And here is my long barrel shotgun, and what we see here is a big difference in energy. The Armatec Milkies get the most energy when being fired from a shotgun. And have a look at the M4 here. Remember, the War Interest Extra Hard Red had the most speed, however the most energy is carried by the Armatec Milky Whites because they're heavier, so that is a good thing. Less speed with more energy. And the last is the M24 bolt-action sniper rifle. Same thing here. Armatec Milkies get more energy, more than a joule in this case, than the War Interest Red, and of course again the blue gel balls I could not test because they were too small for the magazine. So what does all this mean in practice? Let's start with range. I shot all gel types with a short barrel and a long barrel horizontally from a height of 1.5 meters, and then I recorded where the balls hit the ground. And as expected, there was no measurable difference between the gel balls when using the pistol. The difference in energy simply isn't large enough to show up at this test here. But for the long barrel gun we see a difference, and it's exactly as science predicts. More energy means more distance.
And this here is our gel ball impact test. We do have a shooter here with a long barrel gun standing at the 0 meter mark. Then we have a distance of exactly 8 meters marked out here. This is where I will be standing being shot at. And we're using a long barrel gun because our previous tests have shown that long barrel guns produce a difference in projectile energy between the different gel balls. So if there's a difference in impact between these gel balls, it's a long barrel gun that will show it. $5 blue gel balls. Ow! We've marked the previous shots with a $5 blue gel balls, and next up is $7 gel balls. 2 shots. Ow! 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 Ow!
This is the result right after the test, and surprisingly there's not much difference here. And I also did not feel that one type of gel was stronger than the other or hurt more. It's not what I expected. The higher energy gels should hurt more and leave bigger marks. Here's the result after 24 hours, and here are the only marks left after 48. Yes, the extra hard war interest gels seem to be ahead a little bit. That will make sense. They are hard and they have a lot of energy. But an Ostgel original left the strongest mark, and that's the gel with the least energy. So there are some random factors at work here. So to get more data, I need to get shot again to see if a clearer pattern emerges. This is after the next test, and a clearer pattern did not emerge. This time other gels seem to be ahead a little bit, but it's clear that my test failed to show a clear difference, although science tells us that the gels with the most energy should have the highest impact.
This is our accuracy test. We're testing all these gel balls in 2 different guns, in the M24 sniper rifle and in the Hanke shotgun, and we are running 2 different tests. A near distance test, 7 meters, shooting at a blank target and keeping the tally of what the score is, and then a second test which is more relevant for skirmishes, long distance, about 18 meters down at the palm tree here, and we will keep a tally of how many hits and how many misses the different gel balls score.
I've also done the same test with my M4, so I tested all gels with 3 different long barrel guns, and the result is quite interesting. Consistently across all guns, the cheaper, slower gels were much more accurate than the more expensive, faster gels. And this is because gels tend to veer off course at higher speeds around 300 feet per second. Why that is, I don't know. People tell me different theories about it, but I don't know of any really confirmed theory. Have a look at the palm tree hit and miss test here. This is the combined result of all the guns. The slow Ostgel originals had an 85% hit rate. And the war interest red, which were the fastest gels, they hit only about 30% of all shots. Here's a result from shooting at a target, with the score being translated into percentages, and the difference is much less clear. I would say the difference between the different gels here is pretty much within the margin of error of this test.
And here's a summary. We've tested only these 4 gel ball types here because they represent a good range of commonly used gel balls, from cheaper to more expensive ones. Now, short barrel guns first, and the result is quite clear. There is no measurable distance between the gels. So don't waste your money on expensive gels. Standard, very ordinary gels like these Ostgel originals will perform just as well in a pistol. When it comes to long barrel guns like these, however, there is a difference. We found that more upmarket and heavier gels perform better. They have more energy and they travel farther, with the Ostgel Armatec being the best performing gels. There is, however, a problem, and that is accuracy. Now, these gels travel fast, and fast traveling gel balls are inaccurate. Now, you may not care very much if you like to shower your enemy with rapid fire. One of your shots will surely hit, but what's the point, I ask? I prefer skirmishes with a single shot, where a few well-aimed shots win the battle. And in that case, you're better off with a slower moving gel like the Ostgel original. Anyway, if you're a bullet sprayer, then the Austral Armatec are the gels for you. If you're a sharpshooter, and especially if you use a high-powered gun, then the Austral Originals are best for you. And for a good compromise between the two, we have the Austral Supers. Good night.